extraordinary music.
What's going on, Masterclass family? This is your boy, Mr. Adams, bringing you a major update. Now, I know this past weekend we already had a huge update with the ability to place advanced orders, but this one is probably even more phenomenal, or should I say, added value to the first update. And this one comes directly from God Himself. Not to say that everything else doesn't, because it does, but this literally happened while I was in prayer and meditation. So I'm definitely giving Him full credit for this. And once you understand the value of what I'm about to show you, you should too, regardless of your beliefs, because that's where it came from. Period. With that being said, with the new alert service, not alerts, with the new order system that we have the ability to buy calls and puts based on a stock hitting a certain price, which is great because, as we know, this allows us to identify important levels of support and resistance to determine where we will ideally like to purchase calls and puts. However, there is one obstacle with that's easy to overcome, but it's a frustration point. And that frustration point is determining how many contracts to purchase when the stock falls and our order is filled. We don't know how many contracts we can possibly buy based on the amount we are anticipating investing. It's hard to really calculate how to set your number of contracts to purchase. Well, my friends, God has gave me the answer to that problem. What you can do with Thinkorswim is, instead of setting the amount of contracts you want to purchase, you can preset how much you want to invest. And Thinkorswim will buy as many contracts possible with the amount of money that you have set aside to invest. So if you preset $500, Thinkorswim will buy $500 worth of call options contracts when the stock price hits your support level. You already know what that means. If you don't, you will know shortly. Period. For example, let's say I'm looking at buying X 44 calls, right? So I go in to place my buy order, and I'm going to have a condition for X to for Thinkorswim to buy these calls when X hit, let's say, a support level of $43. Okay. When you go down to the order menu, right, where you have the quantity where it says 10 contracts, if you hit the value of units here, next is going to say percent. After percent, it's going to say price. Boom. There you go. $500. So you can now preset here the amount of money you want to invest in the 44 calls, and then you simply go over to the gear wheel here, as we mentioned in the previous videos, to pull up the order rules window. Click submit, change your buy to market. There go X. Remember, our method is mark less than or equal to, let's say, $42.95. Done. Save your order. Boom. That order is placed. There you have it. And if you want to exit, let's say if you're creating a OCO bracket order or custom order, with your sale, you can do the same thing. Let's say you want to have X sell at a certain price. If you don't want to sell your contracts at a certain price, you can have X sell at a market order when X is greater than or equal to, let's say, $47, right? Save. So you can program the order so that X buys a certain amount of contracts based on the money you have available when X hit a support level, and then you can pre-program it to sell when X hit a certain price on the stock chart, such as 47. And this can all happen automatically for you folks. So if you have $5,000 in your account, you can preset all your orders to, let's say, $500 per trade. If you're starting with 1,000, you can do, let's say, $200 per trade. If you're going for 100 to a million, you can have that $100 set there. I mean, it goes on and on, folks. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better. The only time this may not work for you is, let's say you want to do a 3-hour work week trade and you know that buying 100 contracts and getting a 25-cent move on 100 contracts gives you a $2,500 profit. So for 3-hour work week, you know, you might want to rely on the contracts if you're going for a 25-cent move. Anything outside of that, it's best to set the amount that you want to invest so you no longer have to think about how many contracts to purchase. You could just set your limit and let the system do the rest. God first. Masterclass. Dominate.